Good morning, Neenah Rockets, and welcome back to the next episode of the 2024 to 2025 edition of Rocket News. My name is Skylar, and I'm your host this year. Sorry about the delay in episodes, but we finally got some top-tier quality equipment for making the episodes, so you guys can expect quality Rocket News every week hereforth. Let's get started with the agenda today. So right now we have the introduction, then we will go into the sports recap. After that, we have the Guys and Dolls recap. The show premiered October 16th through the 20th. After that, we have the Veterans Day ceremony held by the American Studies class, which is Mrs. Rubley and Miss Gothier every year, as they always do. After that, we have upcoming sports. Then we have things like recent events, which is like the Caribbean food. We also have the college fair, career fair, stuff like that. Then, after that, we have the weather as we end off, as we always do. And then the ending of the episode. The episode won't start itself, so let's get going right into the sports recap. The Guys and Dolls premiere, hosted by Neenah High School, was in the PAC, October 16th through the 20th. I attended the 20th and I talked to a bunch of people who went. The 20th wasn't quite a full house, but I was told that all the other dates were almost completely sold out. And I talked to a bunch of people who went, and the consensus seemed to be that it was great. At the very end, even on the 20th when I was there, even when there wasn't all that many people, in comparison to like Saturday night, for instance, they got a standing ovation. It was great. The show was amazing. The people were great. They practiced amazingly. Everyone fulfilled their role perfectly. Then you had the Veterans Day ceremony, which is hosted by the American Studies class. In the lobby of the PAC, you have a bunch of these little boards of the different branches. So you have the Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, Army. There's a lot of Army. Okay. Once you went in, and once the presentation began, the American Legion was there, and they did their little hoisting of the colors of the flags. Then we got into the actual presentation. About right near the end or so, we had John Morgan, or Mr. Morgan, who runs a bunch of the different history classes here, who was in the military. He gave a riveting poem with music in the backdrop and everything. It was fantastic. And actually, the music you're hearing in the background right now is taken from the orchestra that played in the lobby before the Veterans Day ceremony. And then on November 6th, we had a group of people that came in with Caribbean food and had a bunch of different foods for people to try. I talked to the person who seemed to be running the event, and they said that there was a Google form that you could go to and pick your favorite dish, which would then be added to our cafeteria menu. However, I've failed to find this Google form. Here is the QR code for their website, though, if you want to go and learn more. And then we had things like the military fair, the college fair, and the career fair. Albeit, none of them were really all that interesting. Not much happened in between them. They were all roughly the same. However, I will say in terms of traffic, they were much better in the forecourt gym than they were in the atrium last year. Alright, Rockets. The weather will be displayed right next to me. That's it for this edition of Rocket News. If you guys have any suggestions of anything to put on the news, please either put them in the comments of the YouTube video or fill out the Google form in the description of the YouTube video. If you want me to advertise your club, if you want me to advertise an event you have going on, anything, email me or fill out the Google form in the description. My email is on screen. It is 76699@neenah.k12.wi.us. It is 76699@neenah.k12.wi.us. Alright, Rockets, that's about it for this edition of Rocket News. Rockets, be amazing.